Hey, this is Max here, and in this tutorial you will learn how to use conditional content in ActiveCampaign so that you can hyper personalize your emails. I think this is really freaking amazing what you can do with this. In a bit I will tell you why, but first I want to explain you what conditional content is. So conditional content allows you to swap out parts of an email based on conditions that you set. So those conditions can be based on custom fields, tags, geolocation, and like a whole bunch of other things that I will show you in a bit. Now, why is that so amazing that you can like swap out parts of an email? Now, I think that allows you to make your emails crazy relevant and personalized. And especially in such a competitive world like today, this really helps you stand out from your competitors. Now, what's also really cool and is a little bit more functional is that you can combine emails that you would otherwise have to create a whole bunch of different emails for. For example, I know that a lot of people have different lead magnets. They set up different automations and different emails to deliver their lead magnets. But what if I told you it's super easy to set up one automation and one email to deliver all your different lead magnets? So then I want to show you how this works. So we're going to dive into ActiveCampaign in a bit, and then we'll show you how you can add separate text blocks to your email and then how you set conditions up for that. So as you see here, I have a super simple email. So right now it just says like, hey, first name in title case. Then we have a little email, call to action, signature, PS, unsubscribe. So as you see now that this block, you can see like here, this block, this border, right, is one text block. So to set up conditional content, you need to create separate text blocks for the things you want to create conditional content for. So what I want to show you is how you, for example, can make this row conditional based on if you have someone's first name or not. So it's like a super simple example. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this block. You can click here, and then I'm going to remove this. You can also drag in new blocks like this if you want to, but then you always have to like style it again, and I find it a bit annoying. So that's why I always like copy my blocks. Then I will remove this, add one return, and then I'm going to copy this, duplicate this block again, and here it will say, hey, hey. So the first row I only want to send to people whose first name I have, and the second one of who I do not have their first name. So to do that, you see now that we have like different text blocks right here with these borders. So then I want to say, okay, everything inside this box, I want to make conditional, and I only want to show it to people whose first name exists, so that I have their first name. And the second block, we do it again, make conditional, and then we say first name does not exist. And that's basically already a very simple example of conditional content. So here it will say, hey Max, if I know that their first name is Max. And if we do not have their name, it will just say, hey, hey. It's pretty cool, right? So you just have to add separate text blocks to do that. Now then the next example that I want to show you is slightly more advanced and has like lots of different things in it. You do not have to do it like this, but I just wanted to show you everything that's like possible. So here you see an email is basically a very short newsletter that I send out to let people know about a new guide that I have. So it says, hey Max, how are things in Italy? A lot of marketers, blah, 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 blah. So this first thing you already know by now. So here this depends on if I have their first name or not. And then this is depending on where they are from. So these are just like 4 examples, like you could add obviously more countries there, but I could, for example, ask people who are from Italy, hey, how are things in Italy? Or people that are from France, I could ask, how are things in France? Because then you see the condition for this is geo country, you see here, geo country equals France. So this block will only show to people who are from France. And this block, Brazil, will only show to people who are from Brazil. So I think this is pretty cool. And if you want, you can even do it state-based, city-based, zip, postal code-based, area code. You have no clue how ActiveCampaign knows all of these things. But I'm often using country because this is like a little personalization thingy. And then the next thing is based on a custom field. So the custom field is called product. So I, for example, segment my audience by figuring out what they do, what is it that they sell, or what offer what service do they offer. So here you, for example, see that if product equals marketing service, then it will say a lot of marketers don't think about how they can keep the list of their email lists clean. While if someone is creating an online course, then it would say a lot of online course creators don't think about how they can keep their list clean. So if you go to this condition, you see product equals online course. So I segmented my audience with RightMessage. It's like a really cool tool to like add surveys to your website, and then you can do like stuff like that. And then you see here that I also have like another sentence for like SaaS businesses, or also a more general one. A lot of people don't think about how they can keep their email list clean, because you also have to think about that, right? Because I know this segment of most people, but what do I do if I do not know this segment? So then I created like a fallback segment basically, or like a fallback conditional content block. So this block, a lot of people don't think about how they can keep their email list clean, will only show to people whose product is not marketing service, not online course, not membership site, not software as a service. Then you set it to all, you click OK, and then you see here that this block will then show if these are not being shown. So then another example that I have here is based on which email service provider people use. So you probably have something different, right? But I collect data on which email service provider someone is using so that I can personalize my emails based on that. So I inserted a personalization tag here with the email service provider that they use. So if I know that you are using ActiveCampaign, there would be ActiveCampaign inside that custom field, and then this email would read as the following. It would say, in the guide below, I will show you how to keep your ActiveCampaign list clean. But I obviously only want to show that to people of who I know which email service provider they use. So to do that, I set up a condition that said email service provider. So that's a contact custom field. If it exists, only then will it show up. And then I have like a fallback conditional content thing. So in the guide below, I will show you how to keep your email list clean. So it doesn't say anything about which email service provider they're using, because I simply do not know that, because email service provider does not exist. Pretty cool, right? Now then I want to show you another example, and it is about how you can like create different lead magnets inside one email. So here you see that I have a custom field. It's called download, and as soon as that custom field changes from any value to another value, then this automation will start. And how this works, as soon as someone fills out a form on my website, then I add to that custom field, so the download custom field, which download they want. And then I can add to the email download for first name. So if you would, for example, download my ActiveCampaign cheat sheet, it would say ActiveCampaign cheat sheet for Max. And then we dive into the email, and then I can show you what that looks like. And then you see here that we have, hey Max, thanks for joining the list. And this is, by the way, another example of conditional content, because this will only show to people who have the tag event recent activity joined list. So only people who are new in the list have this tag, and then I only give those people a little welcome. And then inside this email, you see how with conditional content, I give them the lead magnet that they requested. So if the download equals ActiveCampaign cheat sheet, then this block will show. Here's your ActiveCampaign cheat sheet. If it equals automation checklist, then it will say send the automation checklist. So it's only sending like parts of these emails. So yeah, I hope this gave you some insights on conditional content. I really tried to explain it step by step, but I know it's like slightly complicated. But as long as you just add like your different text blocks and set conditions for those, and also make sure that you have some kind of fallback conditional content in case there is no match for that like conditional content thing, then you are going to be okay. So the next tutorial is also going to be really cool. It's actually 2 tutorials. You see them on screen right now. It's about custom fields, and another one is about tags, because these are both really important for conditional content, because you can use custom fields to like store segmentation data in, and also tags to like track what they're interested in, for example. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, give it a little thumbs up. If you have any questions, then let me know in the comments below.